Today I'm going to try to put in new intake plenums in my 2001 F250 7.3. I put a new GTP 38R turbo and I'm not getting the top end performance I need, and coworker suggested maybe the plenums are blowing out because they're only rated at 30 PSI, so I should upgrade to the riff-raff plenums. But while I'm there, I got to take the turbo out, so everyone suggested doing my up pipes, and I got this from Diesel Innovations. I had them ceramic coated, and while I'm doing that, I might as well do the banjo bolts and upgrade to the bigger size, and new hose clamps for the intercooler. Hopefully this doesn't take more than 2 days. I'm giving myself the weekend. Wish me luck. Well, it looks like to install the plenums, I gotta take the intercooler pipes off and all the hose clamps, the turbo, and anything else that's in the way. Wish me luck. I started by spraying silicone spray on all the hose clamps, so it'll come off a little easier, won't fight me as much. Okay, I removed the air intake and the batteries and the intercooler tubes. So next, the instructions say to remove the fuel bowl. So I'm going to start with that. It's been about an hour so far. Okay, I removed the fuel bowl. It wasn't too bad. Set it there to drain onto the kitty litter. So I got the turbo out, and I got to take the fender off, or inner fender well off, to get to the up pipe bolts, which will probably help me when I do the banjo bolts. But it was not easy. The driver's side's a lot easier. So here we are, turbo free. I'm gonna read the instructions, see what the next step is. It's coming along. It's been about 4.5 hours. So I got the driver's side plenum off. You see how thin they are compared to the riff-raff one. A lot beefier. And I cleaned the surface real good. There's a lot of silicone on there. I had to scrape it with a razor blade and use brake cleaner and a rag and scrubbed real hard. Got it clean. And I'm going to install the new one. Okay, on the passenger plenum, it said there was one bolt I had to cut off to remove it. It took me a while, but I found it. It's one right against, if I can get it. Right against the higher pressure oil pump. That one. I can't unscrew it all the way because it's hitting the high pressure oil pump's case. See, you unscrew it enough so you see the threads, and then you use a hacksaw or a die grinder to cut it off. So once I get that off, I should be able to pry the plenum off, and it'll be all set. Alright, I finally got the plenums off. I cleaned them off, cleaned all the silicone off with some brake cleaner and shop rags. Got the bolt off that was over here. That was a real pain. It took hours because I didn't have a cutoff wheel. I had to use a hacksaw by hand. But now I'm looking forward to putting them on. Well, I finally got the plenums in. The O-rings are a little tricky. They seem too long. I even put them in the freezer, see if they shrink. They did not. Turned out it's just, I think I was stretching it when I was laying it in the groove they cut in them. I just kept working it and was able to take up the slack. The glow plug module they had a good mounting system for that, but this clamp right here, it holds a fuel line. They didn't. I just threw it on and clamped it. It seems to work fine. We'll see. Everything looked good. I hope the O-ring didn't move as I slapped it in. If I had more time, I'd develop some way to pressure test it before putting the rest in, but I'm going to try to save time and hopefully I don't get burned later. Alright, I think I'm going to work on the banjo bolts next. Wish me luck. These are the new banjo bolts I got from Pure Diesel. About $100. The new ones are a bigger size. Orifice on the hole drilled. Some people drill them out themselves, but you gotta really watch. You don't want any metal shavings in there because they'll plug up your injectors. So I just decided to spend the $100 and get the professionally made ones. So I'm gonna pull out the old ones, put the new ones in. Fortunately, alright, for the first banjo bolt on the passenger side, I already took the inner fender well off, so I should be able to get to it real easy. I was told it takes a flex head 1/4 inch drive to get to the banjo bolt, and I put it on and it fit in. Looks like it'll come off real easy. Hopefully a new one will go on just as easily. You can see my 4-inch downpipe for my exhaust, making it kind of tight, but still enough room to get in there. Well, I was able to get the passenger side banjo bolt on. I don't know if you can see it up in there. Due to the constraints, I used a pass-through wrench that barely fit. A ratchet was too tight. It was hanging up on the other bolt head that's right next to it. So that was my trick. The size difference on these are huge. Look, that's the stock one in my fingertips, and that's the aftermarket one. So yeah, it does look like a restriction. Alright, we'll go on to the next. I'm ready to start on my up pipes. This is my old one. You can see it was leaking. You know, black soot on both of them, so I was losing some power. The sweet new ones should work out pretty good if I can get them in there. It's been very difficult trying to get this up pipe in. I would think if I didn't have a 4-inch down pipe it would make it easier, but got it wedged in there, and I'm just going to try to use a lot of elbow grease and maybe a rubber mallet and see if I can beat it past the firewall there, get it into place. Well, I determined there's no good way to get my new up pipes in with that big exhaust, and it looks like it'd be too big of a bitch to take the exhaust out. So I'm going to trade one of my coworkers that was planning on doing his up pipes. Should be a good trade for him. I think mine were twice as much, but he's taking out his exhaust and replacing it, so it works out for both of us. Well, I got my turbo back in, my up pipes and down pipe tightened up. I got a few more bolts on the up pipe. I had to switch to a style like this from BD Diesel. I get a flashlight. Yeah, you see them through the passenger wheel well. I still got to tighten up the lower part where it ties in the exhaust manifold, but finally getting it. It's a real pain. But once I gave up on getting my up pipes in and switched to a different style, it went pretty well. Okay, I'm doing the driver's side banjo bolt. There's 4 bolts that holds this plate on. That's the alternator and power steering pump. And you slide it out of the way. And there's the banjo bolt, which you can't see on the camera very well. It's the one with a little pink dash on it. So the alternator plate and bracket out of the way. Should be able to get it. Okay, got the new banjo bolt in. And the old one's somewhere in these parts, so I can't show you. On to the next one. Okay, I got the other banjo bolt. Let's see if I can get it on the camera. That's it right there in the middle. On the air conditioning pulley, and I had to take the belt tensioner off. At least I think I did. There's a bolt by it. I didn't see it till I took it off. I'm going to change it out, the banjo bolt. Okay, I got the other banjo bolt in there. Get it on film, there it is. Right in the middle. Wasn't too bad. Just bolt everything back up. It said on the instructions 20 foot-pounds of torque. On the Plenums, though, they're 89 inch-pounds, which I tightened them way past that, so hopefully it doesn't go disastrous on me. But I didn't expect to see inch-pounds on a Ford truck. Maybe on a motorcycle or bicycle. Alright, put everything back on now. Alright, well, I got it all back together. I'm going to attempt to give it a start and see what happens.